Alright, what's up guys? It's Saber here. Today I have a map awareness video for you. And before we get started, I want to thank GameLeap for providing all the editing you see today. It's all by their fantastic editors. And if you don't know what GameLeap is, it is a subscription-based service that has a ton of educational League of Legends videos made by a bunch of Challenger players, Grandmaster players. So yeah, we're trying out this video with them, see where things go. Alright, so if you like the edits or you want to know more about GameLeap, definitely check things out in the description / mention something in the comments. All right, without further ado, let me show you 3 classic clips, okay, that you will see in your own games. And this is, I guess spoilers, going to be the result of a lack of map awareness. All right, and what's so important about map awareness? Everyone always talks about the map. Well, why is the map important? Well, the map, not the screen, will tell you how you're supposed to play. The map tells you the strategy. The screen tells you how you will complete that strategy. So let's say, for example, you're trying to like 3v3 teamfight or something like that. The fact that you know it's a 3v3 is a strategy. Let's say we're like 3v3 over the dragon, right? That's our goal. The tactics are like, oh, how do we do it? Oh, we're going to like engage, or they failed their engage, we're gonna go in, whatever, something like that, right? But the first step is knowing what are you guys trying to do here. Right? So here's the problem is there's a disconnect between what you think is happening and what is actually happening. Let's say, for example, what do you think this is? Someone who only looks at the screen is a 2v2. And tactics wise, oh, I'm dodging everything, dude. They can't hit me, so I should win. But they weren't even playing the same game as the other guys, right? This is in fact 2v3. They're getting debated. So how do we prevent this? Well, let's go on to our next clip. And the question is, how do we prevent map awareness mistakes? Right? And the problem usually arises whenever you're trying to do a thing, trying to make a play, trying to help a teammate. Well, that's a big one, right? Trying to help your teammate, trying to even push waves. Anytime you're trying to take an action, you shouldn't forget the overall idea. And that the overall idea comes from the minimap, right? So if you look at this clip, it's really sad. But how many times have you experienced this where you're trying to make a 2v2 play, the jungle shows up and it's doomed. It's physically impossible to win after a certain point, right? We need to prevent that. So what is the habit? What is the trigger for doing this habit? And what is the actual habit? Well, the actual habit is we look at the map and we count numbers. Man advantage. Who is bot lane, or who is near me? Who is coming to this fight? Usually, it's a fight. Or who is coming to gank my lane, right? That's the map awareness part of looking at the map, figuring out where everyone could be. So if you look at this example, it's, Kindred could be here, right? And obviously, Karthus can't counter gank because he's going top. So it's even highly likely that Kindred's going to return gank bot for sure if they see Karthus topside. So when you're going for this play, that's the trigger. When you're trying to do something, then the next step is check the map, make sure you know where everyone is, and then you can proceed or cancel your plan, right? So the trigger / habit combo is you're trying to do something, really anything in the game. You're trying to push, you're trying to help a team fight, trying to start a team fight, trying to pick, whatever. Second step is look at the map, count numbers, then decide what am I supposed to do here. So we're trying to do something, we look at the map based off numbers, what am I supposed to do here? So here we pause, we're trying to bait for our support, we look at the map, enemy jungle is missing, what are we supposed to do here? Oh, we're not supposed to into the jungler, right? And there you go, voila, you would prevent these kinds of situations from happening. All right, now let me show you some examples where we do this correctly. All right, and I want you guys to kind of play along and see if you can come up with these same or similar solutions. And if you get really good at it, this is you can do it in real time. Okay, so remember, I want you to think every time we try to do something, we look at the map and we say, what are we supposed to be doing here, right? You want to do something, we want to push mid, look at the map, top is 1v1, your jungle went bot side, so it's 2v3 mid, right? Because they have 3 people missing. So what are we supposed to do here? The answer is, maybe we can clear this wave, we kite out this fight. We're trying to not fight, essentially, right? We're trying to buy time for our team, which is, how you see me play this. So if you're ever wondering, how am I supposed to, you see higher elo people and they play team fights differently during different situations. How do they know which situation to pick? It's based off the map, the mini map, right? Most of the time. Okay, so check this out. Same thing. Enemy jungle dead. We have 2 people bot. Count numbers really quick. 3v3. And if you're wondering how we can count numbers really quick, it's everyone on your team. That's your number, your team's number, how many people are here, and everyone on the enemy team that you can't see. So that's 4. As you see this guy is dead, right? So they have 4 people. Actually, 3 people. Because some dude was bot. Okay, so it doesn't look like it, but some dude was bot in this clip. So it's 3v3. It's not 3v4, right? And we know there's no TP ward behind this because there's a pink here. and we sweep this supposedly, right? So we know it's 3v3. How do we play 3v3? Well, you know, if they're engaging on you, you do the most natural thing, which is kite. So easy. When there's even numbers, we kite. When you have more people, you run it down. And when they have more people, you need to run or you're getting run down, right? So this is just classic kiting, right? The specifics of this, the important part is the specifics of this on the screen. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. You need to make sure you have the mini-map part of it down before you can even play this part. That's where the brain part of League of Legends come from, right? So here's another example. We have Rek'Sai base. They have 5 people. They have 4 people missing. So, you know, they got 5 people. So when something happens, we look at the map, we decide numbers. It's 4v5. What are we supposed to do? Leave them to die. Easy. You can kind of, if you have this habit kind of in place, you can kind of instantly come up with what you're supposed to be doing here. Because what you'll see on lower elos, you know, most lower elo people would just walk up and hit this Diana, and it's gonna be a problem because when this Diana forces on you, you don't have the tools to escape anymore, right? You're gonna end up burning resources like flash or net or even traps, I guess, right? So you need to run. Actually, in this clip, I almost didn't get out because we're not far away enough. We're playing super kind of conservative and wasn't even far enough. Look at this. I actually Monka S for a little bit. So to kind of hold in the point, this tells you, this map awareness idea tells you how you should be playing, okay? Make your decision based off the minimap. Same thing here. When we see enemy team dead, enemy Anivia dead, and our top laner dead, this is 4v4, right? So that's how you know if a fight breaks out, like you see here. Look at the map, 4v4, we can help our team. That's kind of the basis of your decision making needs to be based off of numbers advantage. And how do you know numbers advantage? You need to be looking at the map. And it's actually 4v3 until Xayah TP'd in. I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you watch here, in the middle of this fight, Xayah showed up bot, right? So we have like 4.5 seconds to do something while she's trying to TP in. And then you can just play normally after that. In the back of your mind, you know, 4v4, we're fine. Anivia is spawning from base. Make this fast, we're good to go. And then you can do all this mechanical stuff, hit the closest guy, whatever, yada, and then reevaluate when you see Anivia, right? Something like that. But no, that's kind of the basic, all right? So I want you guys to kind of try this habit as we're looking at these clips, all right? Pause if you need to. Otherwise, we're going to keep going. We got a bunch of examples here. We'll probably do them until we run out of time. But yeah, they're all gonna be the same. They're all gonna be the same idea. Repetition makes these habits, right? So it's gonna be the same idea every time, right? So look, we're trying to set up this kind of gank or control the river here. We look at the map, we see that, you know, the jungle is missing, mid is mid, top is missing. So jungle is probably here, or could be here, we should say. And then, you know, if we look at this situation here, you know, how is this in our favor? What do you think? It is coming. Our jungle's already here. So it's going to be 4v4. If their mid laner follows, it's going to be 4v4. And, you know, I don't know if you noticed, but someone doesn't have TP. So let's back it up here. Someone doesn't have TP. This is why you need TP in top lane. Otherwise, you're going to fall for this stuff. So what happens if a fight breaks out bot? 5v4. Easy clap, right? So you fast forward and you watch this and you say, hey, you know, aren't you like getting caught here? It's like, oh, you might think we're getting caught, but they're running it down to start a 4v5. And what happens when you run it down to start a 4v5? I guess the whole team dies, right? Literally the whole team dies, minus Nasus. So it's definitely worth for us. And you could say that maybe Yasuo shouldn't have inted, you know, maybe should have stayed mid. That's true, but the rest of their bot lane and their jungle is still dying here with taking tower, right? Or taking dragon, right? So definitely all the same idea, just in many different situations, okay? That's what I want you to think. All the same idea, many different situations. Even when you have man advantage, you know, it could change the way you play. Like in this clip, if Yasuo is dead, a fight breaks out, what do? Let's run it down because we have more people. So unless we're like actually like inting, like face tanking a Syndra ulti or something and getting one shot, we should win, right? As long as we're not getting one shot. That's like an exception to man advantage rule. So remember, even number of people, we kite if we're not sure. Otherwise, if we have less people, we're definitely running, right? And then if we have more people, we want to run them down, right? This will apply for 90% of these cases, right? It'll tell you what you want to be doing, right? So we just took the lantern, no problem. It seems really like kind of superficial or pointless, but in fact, it looks like easy. Oh, it was easy. It's because we have more people, right? This is the same habit that works in reverse though. It will prevent you from inting when you have less people, like you saw when our Thresh got caught in the other clip, right? Here's another example. We're just gonna keep going through these. So their jungle's missing, their mid's missing, right? Could be spooky 2v4, right? If we're not careful. Oh, see the jungle top side, we're good to go. When something happens, you can honestly be looking at the map too and say something happens, someone shows up on the map so you get new information, or your teammate died or the enemy team died, right? Really, anytime an event happens in game, we want to look at the map to make our decision. See jungle top, we can immediately do dragon because we have more people on this side of the map. Like, oh, okay, 4v3 dragon, no problem. Barring something like their top has TP and our top doesn't have TP, right? So we can start this up, right? No problem, no problem. Let's fast forward a little bit, let's kill the dragon, and you'll see that their Qwelz is still top side. So most players will just go back to lane, but you might be missing an opportunity here based on this map awareness idea. You just say, hey, we have more people, we know that more people is winning. As long as you're not super inting, we can just start a fight and win, which is exactly what we're looking for here, right? We just immediately ping, we're going in, guys, because we know that it doesn't matter how this ends up, we know that we're going to come out on top, right? Even if they all had gone away, we're going to take their whole jungle and push bot and push mid, right? Because they lost a lot of HP. So we're winning something. That's kind of the idea. It's consistently, map awareness based decision making is consistent. It's very consistent. You don't normally win 4v5s. You don't normally lose 5v4s. Right, so kind of if you are able to do this, you're able to kind of start playing the game, if that makes any sense. This is for those players who like there's a lot of players who they like fight and then they lost the fight and they watch the fight and they have no idea why they lost. This is kind of a common theme among those kinds of players, including me. I had a bunch of issues there myself, right? So you look at this at a glance, 4v4, because 2 people dead, 1 on their team, 1 on my team, and everyone's gonna be here. Wow, okay, someone insta died, so easy. We can go to Baron now. It's 5v4 now, because both people spawned, and now we have 5 people, they have 4 people. We're doing the exact same thing. We're leveraging our mana advantage to try and make something happen here, right? So we're not necessarily doing Baron, we're gonna control Baron, right? You see how by being able to recognize when you have mana advantage, you can kind of pressure them out till they make a mistake or you get what you want, right? So I just wanted Baron control, but I mean, he just inted TP, I guess. And because we have more people, we're not really afraid to make these plays, right? We know that we're more people on this side of the map. I mean, that's like a fancy W, I guess, but the real part is seeing the rest of this team fight break out, where it seems like this Alawi and Lulu couldn't do anything. If you ask them, they're probably like, oh, I couldn't have done anything. But in fact, what should they have done? Oh, they know to not join in the 4v5 because you're going to make things worse, right? They should, in fact, stop fighting immediately, right? And then, of course, we get the Baron because we killed everyone. So keep going. And probably the last example, okay? This is actually really interesting as well because I have TP here. So if you look at the map, a bunch of random stuff is happening. All right, we're considering TPing. So we're going to TP in here and try and clear this wave. And when we see 3 people show up top, what does that mean? Right? I don't know if you saw it, but there's 2 opponents top. Nami and Ryze are top. So what does that mean for us in terms of mana advantage? We're looking at the map and we say we have 3 people and they at most have 2 because their Nidalee is dead. So what happens when you fight mid? Oh, you win. As long as you don't get one shot. That's the important part. So can you one shot me? No, run it down. All right. So watch how I play. We're just gonna run it down. Right? No problem. It doesn't even matter. It literally doesn't even matter how this works. Like as long as you're not like the specifics of it doesn't matter as long as the idea is there. Unless you're like getting one shot or something or you're one shotting someone. That's how you win a 4v5. Right? So yeah, I hope that was enough examples for map awareness for you guys. Definitely just whip out anything in your games. This is kind of, you want to practice this habit actually anytime something happens. Anytime you want to do something. Anytime you're reacting to something, your teammates started something, or the enemy team started something, right? Or you get new information. Those are the 3 main triggers you can apply this habit to. And each time you want to look at the map, count numbers, determine your strategy from there, okay? Let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys can more easily read the map or begin to read the map, but I promise you, the more you practice this, the faster it will be to the point where you can just snap your fingers and know what you're supposed to do. That's the goal, right? So take your time, use a bunch of these examples. You can go back and rewind these clips if you want to use these examples. But honestly, any kind of event in League will do. In your replays, in pro replays, any replays. All right, so yeah, let me know how this habit works for you guys. And if you have any questions, of course, let me know in the comments or on Discord. All right, cheers.